Should we dance after this?
Yeah, we should do something.
Let's do another physical challenge. Okay. Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. Today is one of those days that you're going to just be so happy you tuned in because Brooke and I are just giving you our honest, real selves, what we struggle with, what we're great at, what we're up to, because we're always up to something. And what we're up to right now is thinking about this summer and what is in and what is out, what we're going to be doing, what we're not going to be doing, because it's going to be different for me. I don't know. Maybe you want the same summer as last summer. I would like.
I don't even remember last summer.
I want mine to be a little bit different. Okay.
What did I do yesterday? Well, I met with our on-site
Your
coordinator.
wedding's this summer. Your wedding is in a month.
Yeah, I had a funny thing this morning where I'm messaging vendors and trying to get like final counts and whatnot. And last night when we met with our on-site coordinator, she was like, so 30 days before you'll send your final numbers. And so I'm
Which
like,
is June 11th.
Hold on. I have that on my, massive to-do list and I am putting it on my calendar 30 days out. I'm like, holy shit, that's next week. And then it hit. I was like, that is next week.
Yeah.
Next week, 30 days. So if you have an RSVP to my wedding and you're listening to this, for the love of Christ, let me know lasagna or chicken.
What if you want both?
I don't know. That's the buffet's problem, not mine. But,
No, I'm like, wait, did I RSVP? I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did right away.
Yeah, for sure. I would hunt you down if you didn't. But all those little reminders of like, oh, Lord, okay, time is coming. Time is coming. It is here. And instead of thinking about what more we want to add in, what we want to change by doing more, we're going to think about what we want out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the approach for this summer.
Yeah.
It is really powerful habit change to not only think about, okay, what do you want to move towards, but like, what are we moving away from and leaving in spring? And for me right now, that feels a lot more freeing.
Yeah. Make space.
Yes.
Make space.
I mean, best thing, I was telling my girlfriend Maddie that this weekend and Megan that 3 things a day, get rid of, donate, throw away.
Love it.
Ian's like, a lot of the time those 3 things are my things, which he's not incorrect. But that, just the clearing of your actual physical space feels so good.
It does feel so good. We have
And
so
it's
much
so easy.
stuff. Oh, so much stuff. Yeah, get it out. Yeah, maybe we talk about what we're going to kick out of our summer before we talk about what we're going to put into our summer. Because you got to make space. You're going to do something new. Something's got to go. You got so much time. What are you taking out of that time so you can put into that time or keep that time up for grabs, free for whatever you want to do?
The thing that comes to my mind the most and the loudest is the need to hurry, to rush. And being okay with the to-do list doesn't get done. Okay. Like, how can I have more ease in my day? And that also comes with being organized and like having my top 5, which we've talked about in the past. But just this sense of urgency. And I think obviously the wedding plays into that, right? You've got a lot of tasks. We just said 30 days. But so what? Whatever. There is food right next door to the venue. If something happens, I am going to forget something.
You're feeding people dinner.
Yeah. And alcohol.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't need anything else. They don't need to go next door.
I just mean like if the count of food is off or for us getting ready, if we're forgetting little things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are we eating for lunch? What kind of snacks are we having in the bridal suite? What are we having for drinks? All those little things.
That's a bridesmaid task. That's not your job. That's not your job. You have 10 bridesmaids. One of us can go pick up nautical bowls.
Oh, God, that's a great idea.
Except for if you spill that on white. Ooh, so don't be eating that in your dress.
I should have a damn nautical bowl for lunch. That's a great idea. Because we're going to order Jimmy John's for everyone for lunch. But like, I'm not going to have that. I would have the meat.
Yep.
Some meat and some nautical bowls. Great idea. But then do I get nautical bowls for everyone? That's expensive. I love you, everyone, but.
You're already getting Jimmy John's for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No. Just don't worry about it. Maybe you'll have nautical bowls, maybe you won't. But things like that, like snacks. Let your bridesmaids bring snacks. Everybody can bring a snack that we can share.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll be the snack. I'm in charge of snacks. Take it off your list.
I know, but then it's me putting more on your list. Your list is full.
No, it's not.
you are planning me a beautiful shower next weekend.
Yeah, but then it'll be done and I'll have a month. I'll have 28 days after that till your wedding.
Okay.
And then I'm going to force you to give me things to do.
Deal. Okay. Just think about,
Take
like
on it.
day of snacks, fruit,
snacks, drink,
bars.
fruit for the room.
We don't, It has to be commercial kitchen brought in. So we can't bring our own homemade things. It has to be from a store or a restaurant or.
Done.
Okay. But Cindy is in charge of Jimmy John's. So like there is an actual sandwich for lunch.
Put me with Cindy. Cindy is Ian's mother and she is an angel. She loves purple and smiling and Jesus and working out. And I want to be like her when I grow up. Okay.
You are a lot like her in a lot of ways.
Okay. So you're taking out
lunch and snacks. Thank you.
Yeah. But you're taking out from your summer routine, hurrying. Mm-hmm. Love that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take out after midnight.
Ooh, like you're going to bed before midnight.
Yep.
Okay.
Even if it's like fun on my patio and there's friends over or I'm at the lake and it's getting late, like I don't want to be up after midnight. There's no reason for it. There's a bar that's on the lake where we go in Wisconsin and it's so fun, but the band is always done by like 10 or 11.
They know what's up.
And Justin's cousins are like always going there early and we always try to come later once we like put our kids to bed. But now my kids are older and they can put themselves to bed at the cabin. And we went at like 9:30 and it was so fun. We were literally back to the house before 11 and asleep by 11-ish. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason to be out later than midnight. And if I do, that would mean more alcohol, less sleep, less presents for my kids, less patience, less of the beautiful morning time of summer, which I love. So I'm taking out after midnight time, which gives me more sleep.
I like that.
Makes space for more sleep.
Can I say like after 9? For me?
You're like, midnight, are you
What
crazy?
about my wedding night?
A lot of people are concerned about you on your wedding.
Really?
Yep. They're like, what, is she going to be able to stay up for her?
I stayed up past midnight last weekend.
Listen, I tell the people she can stay up late. She did it at her bachelorette. She's got it in her.
I rally.
I mean, you talk about going to bed by 8 or 9 a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, Justin, do you think I can stay up past midnight on my wedding night? Of course. Thank you. My officiant knows me. I know. The adrenaline, the energy, it'll drive me. Here's the thing. If I have the option to go to bed early, I will. I love it. But last weekend, I was with friends and family, and I chose to stay up late. I didn't regret it. Do I wish I would have got a little more sleep? Yes. But also, I think you pick and choose, and my wedding will be... Like, I can't go to bed early on my wedding. That's just silly.
I just need you to know that I had your back. And every time they said that, I said, she will be dancing. She will be having fun. She will stay out. We'll go out even after because she will not want the day to end. Exactly.
I will be the one not drinking and still the most fun and the last one standing.
Yeah.
And watch me.
There is a stereotype. People think that if you don't drink, you can't hang late or you can't be fun. And it's just not true.
No. Watch me. So circle back to post-wedding when you hear all about how late I stayed up. And I will be catching a flight Sunday at 3 p.m. and I will sleep on the flight.
Yes.
Or I will be so excited that the energy will take me through. That is like the least of my worries. I do not want it to end. I want to soak up every second. And that's why I want to like eliminate the need to hurry, to rush, to focus on the to-do list. Worry about that now so that when the time comes, I can just be present.
And if anything comes up that you're like, oh shoot, I forgot about that on your wedding day, that is what bridesmaids are for. That's what guests of your wedding are for, that are in town, that have nothing to do all day.
Yeah.
They can go grab ice or something you forgot or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not hurrying. I'm not staying up past midnight unless it's your wedding. You know, unless it's like one of those scenarios.
Right. There are workarounds for depending on events, I think.
Something else I'm going to give up in summer is negative self-talk. So this is going to be hard for me because when you're a parent and you're at home with your kids in the summer and you're an entrepreneur, it's a little bit different than if you have a 9-to-5. Cause like you'd have to like shut your door. You have meetings. There's no choice. They can't come in. When you're an entrepreneur, you have more flexibility. So your kids kind of just think that they can kind of come out. Or maybe if you work from home, they even, you do have a 9-to-5, a corporate job, they still might try to do that because they want to be with you. They see you staring at a screen. They don't understand completely why it's so important compared to who they like time with them. And that's very hard to manage. And you constantly feel like you're letting kids down because you want to spend time with them. You also need to make them lunch. You have to think about a different lunch every single day, which is a lot because usually they're in school. Like the amount of food, thought, and planning in summer, that also overwhelms me. So I am going to not be hard on myself this summer because the one thing I'm adding in is hopefully going to help with this.
Let's hear it.
It's organization when it comes to what we want to do in our next day, because we kind of fly by the seat of our pants every day. And it's like, oh, what are the neighbors doing? Or what do we feel like doing? And then we have 3 opinions of my kids of what they want to do. They all want to do different things. And then I have to decide. And then I feel bad that I went with one kid over the other kid, or one kid gets to bring a friend, all of that. So I want to eliminate that discussion because that always makes me feel bad. And then I feel like a bad mom. And I feel like I'm not getting my job because I didn't plan on taking them to the pond, but now I'm taking them to the pond. You know what I mean? It is so chaotic, and it's such a privilege to be home with them. And I love it. But I don't want it to be a situation where they don't have any structure, because kids need structure and we need structure. As much as summer is like, great, can sleep in, whatever, they still need structure and they thrive off of it. So I'm going to go with the pre-bed planning, where it's nothing crazy. They're each just going to have a whiteboard in the room with 4 things on it. First is center themselves. How are you going to center yourself? How are you going to level up? How are you going to rest? And how are you going to play? Because if they center themselves, I'm going to give them options like go outside, pray, read the Bible, read a book, sit on the porch, like breathe, whatever it is that's like center themselves. And I'll give them choices because they're going to be like, what?
What's leveling up?
Leveling up is practicing dance, practicing your soccer skills, practicing your gymnastics skills. So their physical stuff could be reading, could be cleaning, like organizing their life so that they can be in a better headspace, things like that are like making them feel like they're getting ahead, whatever that is. Resting could be watching a show, taking a nap, just like laying on the deck on our chairs, chilling with a friend and playing a video game, whatever.
Okay. And
play is hopefully something, it doesn't have to be outside because like Blair's not a huge outside person, but I need to make her get outside. But play. How are you going to have fun? You're going to have fun.
Now, how do you organize events and them wanting to go places?
So I think when they have to make that at night will be like when we have a discussion about what the next day is.
This is a group activity of these 4 things.
I want them to write down what they want to do, and then we'll kind of talk about the next day. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize myself the night before with my top 3 priorities for our business that I need to get done. And based off what they're thinking and what we plan based off of that, and it'll probably be a week plan. Okay, we're going to do what Blair wants to do this week. Cora wants to do this. Griffin wants to do this. I'll plan how I'm going to get my work done around that, because I feel like it needs to be more collaborative because I'm constantly feeling like I can't get to my things. And so that's my approach. So more organization, I think, will allow for less negative talk because I'm getting an offense instead of being on defense and then being resentful that I didn't, And I struggled with this when I was a stay-at-home mom. I just never felt like I was a good enough mom, or I was doing enough, or creative enough, or fill in the blank enough, because there's no barometer. You're not getting paid for it. You're not going to get the words of affirmation you need. You don't get a promotion. You don't get it, And so I was always thinking, they would be so much better off if somebody else at daycare was helping them with these things I suck at, And I just talked to myself so poorly. And so part-time work was a great thing to like have my way of getting you're doing the things you need to do and getting some results and having that quality time that's so precious with them.
Yeah. Well, you have like dedicated work hours each day. Are you thinking like, okay, mom, 9 to 10 is unavailable? Is that something that you've experimented with?
Yeah. Yep. And that's why the sleep comes in too. So they're not going to even talk to me before 9 a.m. Like until 9.
They're sleeping?
They're sleeping, or they're centering themselves or whatever. They're not even going to speak to me. I mean, maybe they'll come give me a hug, and they're not going to want to because they'll probably sleep until at least 8, And
God,
then,
I would love to be a kid right now.
I know.
Sounds nice.
So I'm going to have my dedicated time till then. Then I'll make them breakfast, hang out with them, whatever the plan is for the day. It might be a morning activity or afternoon. But whatever it is, we'll plan something in the morning or afternoon. And whatever the opposite one of that is, I'll get work done.
Gotcha.
Is what I think. I think that will create success. And then my husband can also do things with them. So I can get work done.
Okay. I like it.
What are you adding in?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Plate's
full.
Plate is blasting, overfilling.
At capacity.
Yeah. I think that's okay.
What if it's rest or pool time? You have a pool.
Well, last time I laid out in the pool, I got hives, so I'm a little PTSD from the pool right now. No, I think the eliminating the need to hurry and rush allows space for more of the things that I want.
Yeah.
Like feeling rested and having time to play, being creative, just feeling like a sense of peace and ease in my body, like trusting. Maybe that's something I'm adding in, is just the trust and patience.
So like mindset stuff.
Yeah.
Like embodying a new emotion or sense of being.
Yeah. I just think thinking that I need to change or develop something completely new is just not, like, now is not the time.
Right.
The time right now is for being in the present moment, enjoying, knowing that there are seasons of life, and this season of life is about entering a new chapter and still having to fill all of the responsibilities that I have. Like, those don't go away.
Yeah.
The need to change right now makes me feel like I'm not happy with where I'm at. And that's not true. I don't know. I don't have the capacity to think about adding in one more thing, even if it is being more positive, or like, I'm surviving right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's more my approach of how I want to be each day.
Yeah.
And removing the expectations that things are going to look a certain way. Things are going to come up, and that's totally okay. But how am I staying centered and grounded as more to-dos are coming up, more opportunities, having to make decisions, having to say yes or no? Like, it's not just my wedding this summer. It's other people are having celebrations, and this is the time where you get together. And, you know, every day it feels like a new thing is added to the calendar. And Ian and I are such yes people. Like, that is something we value, is spending time with our people.
Yeah.
So boundaries around saying no, asking for help. I mean, that's something maybe adding in.
I think that's really relatable. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people listening like, listen, lady, I ain't adding one more thing in, because it's so true. In summer, everything is coming at you. And really, it is about having the skill of saying no and not feeling a negative feeling from that, because you do feel bad, or you feel like no is a bad thing to say. And let's normalize saying, no, sorry, not right now. Not this week for me. Nope, I'm in. My neighbor texted me the day. I was like, oh, we're on the deck coming over. And she's like, nope, already took off my bra. And I was like, you know what? She didn't need to justify it, but like, absolutely do not put your bra back on, and you stay, girl, right in your bed. Yeah. Or
she
couch,
can go without a bra on.
Whatever you're doing. I know. No, she can't.
Can't relate.
We will not name names, but she don't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is such a great thing to say, is like, sometimes it's nothing in.
Yeah. I think not having to justify saying no or what you want. Like, I want what I want because I want it.
Let's practice saying no to each other. Ask me if I can come to Sundance for just one drink.
Will you come to Sundance just for one drink? It'll be so fun. All of your friends are there.
Oh, yeah. The patio would be nice right now. But if I don't finish what I'm finishing for work, I will be a wreck tomorrow. So, no.
I don't even think you have to say but.
I know, but that's what I do.
Thank you so much for thinking of me. I've got to get work done next time.
Ooh, I like that. Brooke, there's this awesome yoga session on Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m.
Out.
It's in Edina. Do you want to come with me?
No, thank you.
Wow. Okay. No justification. I like it.
I probably don't have time on my calendar.
But what if they say back, yoga, you, I don't want to go by myself. You're the yogi. It'd make me feel better.
No.
No? That you would just text me one word, no? No, you wouldn't. You would text me something.
I would say right now I cannot commit to anything else. I think it depends what it is. If it was yoga, Dan, that sounds great, but I need to rest.
You won't get back till 9.
I wouldn't, and that would be game over. Yeah, boundaries are...
Yeah, I like that. Thanks for thinking of me, but I can't tonight. No, not can't. I hate the word can't. Thanks for the invite, but it's not going to work out for me tonight. Maybe next time. Because they might ask again and you might say no again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's okay. Because if you don't want to do it, you don't want to be the person at the place that doesn't actually really want to be there. They want someone that actually really wants to be there. So if you're going to be a frazzled mess and be thinking about what you should be doing instead, just do everybody a favor and don't go.
It's funny how some people do not have a problem with that at all. Like, it's so easy for them to say no.
Yep.
But I think both of us struggle with FOMO, where
it
is hard. Like, for me, I don't even know if it's people pleasing, more of like, oh, okay, like that would be a break from the to-dos and it would be with people. And that does fill my cup. It's like the conversation that creates in my head. I just have to squash it. Like, oh, that would be memories created. Like, is it worth it? I don't know.
I think maybe the fix for that is you let them know that you really would love that, but you know that moment's not it. And then you commit either to yourself or to them to say, but I really want time with you. So I'll reach out to you to make something happen really soon. And then commit to that and stick to it, you know? Because it's like, you do want time with that person and you want them to know you care. Because I have a lot of those scenarios too, where I'm like, oh, I do want to go, but like, and then just commit to finding that time. No, let's do something next week.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you some dates and times that could work for me and hopefully we can make it work.
Yeah. Can it be before 7:30? Please and thank you. I will need to eat dinner by 5:30. Thank you.
But you'll be coordinating it so you can throw out the timeline.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my big takeaway is what I'm adding in is not needing to justify anything. Wanting what I want, saying no or saying yes, not having to explain, and not feeling bad about what you choose. Because I think that's really what it comes down to is say your piece and move on and don't ruminate on it.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be more opportunities. Right now, you're saying no to whatever so that you can actually say yes to you.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but we invite you to practice with us if you're listening to this.
We're practicing. I'm also tracking my physical activity because in the summer, yes, you're more active, but I think a lot of times it's not really intentional. It's like, well, I went for a walk because I had to chase my kid to the park, you know? So I'm going to continue tracking miles and strength and yoga. And I'm going to keep trying to beat like my best month because that's just fun and I'm competitive and it helps me stay fit. And it's important. You got to get in your own intentional exercise, making sure you're doing strength a couple times a week, making sure you're fitting in some yoga for me at least once a week. That is just like how I prevent injuries and how I slow myself down and how I don't pull muscles and feel like I took a second to actually breathe and center myself. Like when I do yoga with you, I'm like I'm so happy I showed up. I didn't want to because it's just not my nature to do this. But while I'm doing it, I'm like, yes.
That's the goal, baby. That is the goal.
And what makes me feel like me is running. What makes you feel like you? Is it walking? Is it biking? Is it swimming? Is it what activity is it that you can commit to that is set aside time to get your heart rate up, to get outside, to feel like yourself? Because going on autopilot, playing in defense and letting everybody else drive the ship, by the end of the summer, we are fried. And I don't want to feel that way this year. I want to come back when it's time for school, which I'll be ready for them to go to school, hands down. It's a lot of time with them. Love you, kids. Go to school. But I want to like be proud of how it was a little different, a little bit more intentional, a little bit more, and them being intentional too, where it's not me running the ship. It's all of us running the ship.
I like that. The collaborative approach, communication is what you're fostering with that. There's a quote that I always use for yoga intentions, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters what it feels like. Like that's my mantra right now. And the bitch, you doing a good job. That's always the motto. But it doesn't matter what it looks like, right? My schedule is going to look completely different than you and your families and even Ian's and everyone listening. Like everyone's summer looks so different, but can you make it feel enjoyable, peaceful, restful, like whatever you want? Like how do you want to embody and feel throughout the summer? That's what I'm thinking of more than it has to look a certain way. I have to be working out at this time every day. I have to be getting in these hours. I have to be doing my top 5. It's like, if it doesn't get done, that's okay. Mm-hmm. If the system doesn't work 2 days out of the 7, that's okay. Like the intention is there, but letting go, surrendering of it has to look this way or it doesn't count. Like if I don't get in the 2 workouts each week, it doesn't count, or fill in the blank. It's like, no, yes, you can celebrate that and focus on that.
Yeah.
But you can't hold on to that so tight. At least for me, that really stresses me out.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'm like holding onto it so tight that it never feels good. And it's such a great point too, especially when you're, people can use social media to compare anything. And when you're a parent, there's all these, the algorithm knows you're a parent. So it's showing you these cookie cutter moms that have these perfect little graphs for their kids, in the summer, or they're doing their bucket list and whatever. And it can be really discouraging because, we always have a summer bucket list too, but it doesn't look as good as that one, and it's like, if you catch yourself on social media, comparing your summer, what it looks like to something else, and just notice how you feel when you do that, because it needs to be right for your home. Mm-hmm. It needs to be right for your kids. Maybe your kids require more structure. Maybe they require less structure, but sleep is important. Play is important. Them making sure that they're feeling like they're heard by their parents and paid attention to, and that you're present with them. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to feel present with them when you're so stressed about how things have to go, and I think you really having the focus on how it feels rather than it looks is such a great point for especially summer. I just think we get so carried away with what it has to look like. And if you can't afford a membership at a place, don't go buy it just because you want to make your kids happy. Like there are perks, there are different ways to be creative. I think sometimes we get carried away with what everybody else is doing. It needs to be right for your home too.
Yeah. Ian and I were having this conversation last night about just how there's like so many productivity apps, and he's like, I should be using AI better and I should be doing this. And I'm like, just get out a pen and a piece of paper. We're like, oh yeah. Like both of us are like, it feels so much better. Like you get lost in trying to have the greatest and the latest and the best, whether it's with anything you're seeing on social media or your friends. It's like sometimes just going back to the basics works the best, and simplifying the heck out of it. Like you will always feel behind if you're constantly comparing on social media. If you're feeling like, okay, I don't have this or I'm not good enough, like that just doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. And so eliminate that.
Yeah. And I think, I said I'm taking out negative self-talk. Like that requires awareness, right? Catching yourself when you're doing it. We get in these habits of ruminating over certain things and wishing we did better, or it's just like our nature is to, you see someone doing a better job, you feel like you're not enough and you could do better, and that's just, but I think it's the way we talk to ourselves of saying like, I am doing my best. Checking in with your kids, like, how are you feeling about how summer's going so far? What could we do better together as a family? Having them have some ownership. Mm-hmm. I think you've got to catch yourself in it because we talk to ourselves in certain ways without actually being aware. So you can't shift it. And then you're having this negative weight or the stress or this tension in your body that you don't really know where it's coming from. And then you're taking it out on other people rather than honing into, okay, I'm not feeling great about myself. How could I feel better about myself? Is it more time for myself? Is it sitting in silence for a second to even know how I'm talking to myself? I think the chaos of the going, hurry, 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 you don't even know. Mm-hmm. Like sit in your car and drive with the sound off. Talk to yourself or pray and just like hear the tone of what that is. I think it's something I struggle with big time is how I talk to myself because I'm always striving and pushing and wishing I could do better. And it pays off in some ways, but it has a cost too. And I don't want my kids to have this same type of self-talk. Mm-hmm. So if we can kind of create awareness around that, however that looks for you or your family, I think it's important.
I think it's exhausting, this narrative that goes on in your head. Oh my gosh. I did think of something I would add in. So Ian and I every morning have started taking a morning walk, which has been awesome. And I think during that walk, we are going to talk about what is going well.
Yes.
You know what our conversation was yesterday morning?
Can't wait. Please tell.
The entire 25-minute walk it ends up being was trying to figure out your kids' ages and the years that they were born.
It changes every year. They keep changing their age.
And like pinpointing back to like when I first met Blair and I was living in Florida and how old she was when I met her. And Ian and I like go around the corner to come back to our apartment. And I'm like, we just spent that entire walk. Okay. And then this morning I'm like, well, yesterday we talked about Andrea's kids. What should we talk about this morning? But I like, as we're having this conversation, I like the idea of like what went well, because it's so easy to think about what isn't going well, what I want to change, what I want to add in, what I want to eliminate, that to focus just more gratitude on, okay, what are we doing in our day-to-day that is making us feel good?
Yeah.
Because that makes you feel so much better. You're giving energy to what you want more of. You're identifying what's going well. That feels good. And then what you focus on, you get more of.
I love that.
So there you go. That's my one
Maybe
add-in.
I'll implement that with Justin. A little morning walk. What's going well? That's so cute.
It is.
You're outside. You're moving your body.
You're setting your circadian rhythm.
You're connecting. Circadian rhythm. Jessie Golden would be proud.
She would. She would. Yes.
All right. Should we do 3 gold stars?
Yeah.
All right. Your 3 gold stars today are off the cuff. We're going to we just gave a million. This is the idea, right? We give you a million things that we're doing or not doing in hopes that something resonates with you. If nothing does, leave it, right? But top 3 takeaways today. I want to hit home what you said of like, if it doesn't feel good, even if it looks good, like what's the point? So focus on checking in with yourself on how you feel. How is this pattern, this thing I'm doing over and over, or my family's doing over and over, how does it feel in this family? How does it feel in this household? How does it feel in my body? And if it doesn't feel great, explore how to change it.
I would say number 2, write down, talk about every day what is going well. It's so easy, and our brain is designed to find what's wrong, that we need to train it to look for what's good. I am right there with you. And so that's something I am going to implement this summer.
And 3 is all about organization. We talked about decluttering your space. We talked about getting an offense versus defense with your time, with your intention of the day. It doesn't feel good to wake up and feel like you're behind, right? So in any way that you can kind of just have a little bit of organization, might be on the note of your phone right before you go to bed, 2 things you want to accomplish the next day, 2 conversations you need to have, something in a way that makes you feel like I'm ahead of the game. I can get to this. I feel organized and I don't feel like I'm behind.
And your piece of gold today comes from Brian Kest. He says, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters what it feels like.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Great quote. Great quote.